Welcome to the Austrian German tutorial Servus. In this video, I'd like to offer you a compilation of Austrian German phonetics. This compilation comprises the CH, the PF, the SP, the GSCH, the OA, the ERL, and the TZL sound. In this video, we will cover words like Sport, gscheit, dahoam, Glaserl, Platzl, and many more. Please stay tuned. In general, the pronunciation of CH is similar to Standard German. We can distinguish between a soft sound and a hard sound. On the one hand, the soft sound is also known as the Ich-Laut. This sound is light and breathy, like the CH in Ich or Licht. It is built in the front and is used after the German letters I, E, Ä, Ü. Examples are Licht, that means light, Licht, echt, which means real, echt, frech, which is naughty, frech. For formal situations, ich, I, ich, mich, me, mich. But for informal situations, we can leave out the CH, then ich becomes I, and mich, me. So me is similar to the English word. If you're interested in words that are the same in English and in Austrian German, please check out my video about it. On the other hand, the hard CH sound is also called Ach-Laut. This one is deeper in the throat, like the CH in examples are Fach, which means subject, Fach, Doch, which is still or but, Doch, Spruch, that means saying, Spruch. To understand CH sounds a bit better, let's take a look at some words with two sounds in them. Here are some more examples. The first one, Blechdach, Blechdach, which means metal roof. And you'll find a hard and a soft one, Blechdach. Another example, Kochbuch, Kochbuch, which means cookbook, combining both CH sounds. Kochbuch. The third example, Nachricht, Nachricht, which means message, Nachricht. Now that we covered the basics, let's explore how the pronunciation of CH can vary depending on the region in Austria. In Tyrol, the CH sound is often more intense and sharp. People from this region tend to give the CH sound a very pronounced and slightly harsher quality. For example, Licht, Bichelbach, Blechdach, and so on. In Carinthia, on the other hand, people often soften the CH sound or even skip it entirely in some words. In this region, Küche, which means kitchen, might sound as Kühe, or lächerlich, which means ridiculous, could sound like lächerli, lächerli. Now let's turn to the PF sound. In general, the pronunciation of PF is similar to Standard German. In Austria, it might be pronounced a little bit softer. So why is the PF sound considered to be challenging? The reason is that for many learners, especially English speakers, this sound doesn't exist in their native language. In German, P and F are pronounced as P and F whenever they stand alone. In combination with other letters, they become P and F. The key is to make the transition between P and F smooth and quick. Think of it as a single sound rather than two separate ones. PF becomes one sound without anything between the two letters, such as pf, pf. Now let's practice some common Austrian German words with the PF sound. Pfeffer, which means pepper, Pfeffer, Pferd, horse, Pferd, Pflanze, plant, Pflanze, Pfirsich, peach, Pfirsich, Pfropfen, plug, Pfropfen. Additionally, we can check out some sentences in which the PF sound occurs. We start with an Austrian German version, then the Standard German, and then we translate it into English. The first example: Ich brauche Pflaster. Ich brauche ein Pflaster. I need a band-aid. Ich mag Pfirsich. Ich mag Pfirsiche. I like peaches. Example number 3. Trinkt ein Pfiff Bier. Trinkt einen Pfiff Bier. He drinks a small beer. Let's move on to the SP sound. The SP sound in Austrian German is special because it is pronounced differently depending on the position in a word. At the beginning of a word, it is pronounced as sp, sh, and p. The key is to make the transition smooth and quick. Sp becomes one sound without anything between the two letters. For learners, this can be confusing because in most other languages, the SP combination is pronounced as it is written. At the start of a word, SP is pronounced as sp. However, in the middle or end of a word, it is pronounced as it is spelled and written, sp. Let's take a look at some examples that can help you to practice the SP sound at the beginning of a word. The first example: Sport, sport, Sport. The second example: Spannung, tension, Spannung. The third example: Spiegel, mirror, Spiegel. The next example: Spaß, fun, Spaß. And the fifth example: Spinne, spider, Spinne. Additionally, we can check out some sentences in which the SP sound occurs. We start with the Austrian German, then Standard German, and finally we translate it into English. The first example: Ich mach gern Sport. Ich mache gerne Sport. I love doing sports. Ich mach gern Sport. The second example: Das ist spannend. Das ist spannend. That's exciting. Das ist spannend. And the next example, nur Spaß. It's the same as in Standard German, nur Spaß, which is just fun in English. Nur Spaß. Let's take a look at the GSCH sound. Let's start with the pronunciation. The GSCH sound, the gsch sound in Austrian German and Bavaria, consists of the letter G and the combination SCH, which is pronounced as sh in German. The GSCH sound in Austrian German is special because it is seldom found in other languages. Even in Standard German, it is not very common. The easiest way to learn the sound is to take a look at some examples. Gscheit is a word for clever in English. In many Austrian dialects, gscheit becomes gscheit. In this case, we leave out the E and use the gsch sound instead. Gscheit. Another example is geschwind. The formal version is geschwind. But in many dialects, the E is left out and becomes geschwind, which means fast, by the way. G and SCH, G plus sh. That's the gsch sound. Additional examples should help us to repeat the gsch sound. Gschnas, costume party. Gschnas. Gschaftelhuber is a busybody. Gschaftelhuber. Gschisti gschasti. That's unnecessary fuss. Gschisti gschasti. A Geschichtel is a short story or anecdote. Geschichtel. Geschmeidig is another word for smooth. Geschmeidig. Additionally, we can check out some sentences in which the gsch sound occurs. We start with Austrian German, Standard German, and then translate it into English. The first example, geschwind wie der Wind. Geschwind wie der Wind. Fast like the wind. Geschwind wie der Wind. The second example, das Gschnas war lustig gestern. Die Faschingsparty war lustig gestern. The costume party was fun yesterday. Das Gschnas war lustig gestern. And example number 3. Ist sehr gescheit. Ist sehr gescheit. He is very clever. Ist sehr gescheit. Now let's continue with the OA sound. The OA sound is a characteristic feature of many Austrian German dialects. It often replaces the diphthong A and sometimes AR in Standard German with a more melodic or sound. It consists of the letter O and the letter A and is pronounced as one sound or. Northern Germans may rather say or, but in Austria it's rather or. Some examples will make it easier. Zwei, which is two, becomes zwei. Zwei, zwei. Klein, which means small, becomes klein. Klein, klein. Schwarz, which is black in English, becomes schwarz. Schwarz, schwarz. For example, the Sturm Graz fans call themselves die Schwarzen. In general, this isn't just a random change, it is a deeply rooted part of Austrian dialects, especially in the regions Tyrol, Salzburg, and Upper Austria. In contrast, dialects around Vienna prefer a longer A sound, such as zwar oder klar. The OA sound is a result of historical and regional linguistic evolution. Austrian German has been heavily influenced by the Bavarian dialect family, which includes melodic vowel shifts like this one. These changes give Austrian German its distinct character and make it recognizable to native speakers. Let's take a look at some additional examples that can help you to practice the OA sound in more detail. Oa, egg, oa, goas, goat, goas, stunga, stone, stunga, doag, doe, doag, worm, worm, worm. Additionally, we can check out some sentences in which the OA sound occurs. As you know, we start with Austrian German, Standard German, and then translate it into English. The first example: dahoam ist dahoam, daheim ist daheim, home is home, dahoam is dahoam. Second example: wir fahren im Kreis, wir fahren im Kreis, we drive in circles, wir fahren im Kreis. Example number 3. Das weiß ich nicht. Das weiß ich nicht. I don't know that. Das weiß ich nicht. Alternatively, you may come across the following sentences around the area of Vienna. Daheim ist daheim. Wir fahren im Gras. Das weiß ich nicht. Let's focus on the ERL sound. The ERL sound is a suffix in Austrian German that is added to words to indicate something small or cute. It's comparable to the English use of let or why, as in piglet or doggy. This diminutive form is incredibly versatile and adds a distinct Austrian flavor to the language. Some examples will make it easier. In Austrian German, the L sound typically replaces the standard German diminutive suffixes chen or lein. For example, Gläschen is a small glass in standard German, and Gläschen becomes Glaserl in Austrian German. Glaserl. The second example, Fläschchen is a small bottle in standard German and becomes Flascherl in Austrian German. Flascherl. Bächlein is a small stream or creek in standard German, and Bächlein becomes Bacherl in Austrian German. Bacherl. By adding L, Austrians create a word that feels smaller, cuter, and more familiar. Let's take a look at some examples of Austrian words that use the L sound. If you want, you can repeat after me to practice the pronunciation and learn their meanings. The first example: Zuckerl, which means candy. Zuckerl. The second example: Vogel, which is a small bird. Vogel. Example number 3: Fensterl, a small window. Fensterl. Example number 4: Pickel, that's a small sticker. Pickel. And example number 5: Schnapsel. this is a small glass of schnapps, Schnapsel. Additionally, we can check out some sentences in which the ERL sound occurs. We start with Austrian German, Standard German, and then we translate it into English. The first example: So ein liebes Vogel. So ein liebes Vögelchen. Such a cute little bird. So ein liebes Vogel. The second example: Kann ich ein Sackerl haben, bitte? Kann ich eine Tüte haben, bitte? Could I have a small bag, please? Kann ich ein Sackerl haben, bitte? And the third example: Hättest du gern ein Glaserl Wein? Hättest du gern ein Gläschen Wein? Would you like to have a glass of wine? Hättest du gern ein Glaserl Wein? Moreover, there are some regional differences when it comes to pronunciation of the ERL sound. You may come across ERL, Glaserl, Glaserl, Glaserle, Glaserle. So there is a variety when it comes to regional differences, but it's always the same suffix ERL. Let's check out the TZL sound. Let's start with the basics. The sounds TZ and TZL are common in Austrian German, and especially the TZL sound may be difficult to pronounce for beginners. The TZ sound is similar to the combination of TS when we say what's up. For the TZL sound, we just add an L directly without a pause, tzl. Some examples can give you a first impression and make it easier. The first example: Kerze, candle, Kerze. Fetzen, that's a cloth, and the verb means to go fast, fetzen. And the third example: Platzl, that's a little square or place, Platzl. As the examples show us, there are different spellings for the TZ sound. Z can become ts, TZ stays ts, and TZL can become tzl, like schnitzel, for example. Let's look at some examples of Austrian words that use the TZ or the TZL sound. The first example: Witz, that's joke, Witz. Netz, net, Netz. Schütze, shooter, Schütze. Schnitzel, the favorite meal, Schnitzel. Kretzel, neighborhood, Kretzel. Additionally, we can check out some sentences in which the TZ sound occurs. We start with Austrian German, Standard German, and then translate it into English. First example: Dies ist ein lustiger Witz. Das ist ein lustiger Witz. That's a funny joke. Dies ist ein lustiger Witz. The second example: Das Schnitzel schmeckt ausgezeichnet. Das Schnitzel schmeckt ausgezeichnet. The Schnitzel tastes excellent. Das Schnitzel schmeckt ausgezeichnet. And example number 3. So ein nettes Platzl. So ein nettes Plätzchen. Such a nice place. So ein nettes Platzl. I hope this compilation helped you to find out more about Austrian German phonetics. If you're interested in Austrian German, please check out my other videos and playlists on the Austrian German tutorial channel. Thanks a lot for watching the Austrian German tutorial. See you in the next video. Have a nice day. Auf Wiederschauen, Servus und Baba.